Hello to you all, and welcome to Pyramid Energy. I'm doing a reading here for someone who has felt stuck in a rut. By rut, I mean a space that's very private in your life, battling with questions like, how do I really feel about this? What do I want to do? What do I want to do about this? Okay. If this message is for you, what's happened is that what you've been struggling to sort of face is that for a long time now, there's been a layer of your life that sort of has remained in place that you haven't had the room to really interrogate. The reason why you haven't interrogated it is because if you were to change this layer of your life, I'm seeing this layer as like a layer of concealment. It's like, we call this glad wrap. What do you call it? Cling wrap. Okay. And so you can sort of see what you want across the cling wrap, but you can't get to it. And as soon as you sort of touch that layer of cling wrap, it's a bit sticky. You don't really want to go there. You don't really want to uncover what changes may start to happen if you go there. It feels like that. However, of late, you felt like you can't deny your feelings because whatever has been sort of brewing inside of you is becoming too uncomfortable to let sit for longer. And so what's happened is I'm speaking to someone who, I'd put it in the sense you've been in hermit mode, even with yourself. I'm almost seeing this hermit mode as 2 layers through a season. We have that hermit mode we speak of where you withdraw from society or people in general. Whereas here, I feel like you went a layer deeper where you may still be visible to other people, but you've almost concealed an aspect of yourself from yourself. And so you've been hermiting on yourself, not making certain changes, not making certain moves, dissatisfied, but not yet willing to make any changes until you get clear about what you need to do. Okay, and I feel like lately what you sort of did is you sort of were like, you know what, I'm going to have to uncover this thing and really get into it. I'm going to have to take the cling wrap off and get into it because I see a new type of pressure that's started. This pressure has been like almost reality speaking to you and you recognizing that, these words, you are the master of your reality. Okay. Words, lots of words you are tired of hearing have been coming up for you. But through all of these words and even the dissatisfaction with these words, what you're realizing is that at the end of the day, nobody's going to make this change but me. And so nobody needs to understand what needs to change more than I do. Okay, and so I feel you under pressure to get moving, make a decision, make a call. Okay, I very much see that you've called on this change quite quickly. By that, I mean, something's lifted just out of you facing that you're actually going to deal with this thing, whatever it is, however dark it is. I'm even like hearing like however difficult it is, you're recognizing that it's actually more difficult to sit in this thing. Okay. And your advice here is actually to allow everything to be revealed, to not rush the process. It seems as though the process is already happening quite quickly, but to not rush it. It's something like that. It's like a cake takes, let's say, an hour to bake. If you stand in front of the oven and wait for it to bake, it'll feel like it's taking forever. But to just accept that you could just maybe do something else for that hour, the cake will be baked and you will be able to open the oven when you hear that ping. It's kind of like that. So to give yourself the time, but that the cake is already in the oven and the timer is already running. And so to allow for it. Okay. And they're also showing me you needing to, like, you're weighing up a lot of factors. And they're saying, you're weighing up the factors without all the facts. And the facts will reveal themselves, but not through force. It's sort of like releasing the need to deny yourself the pleasure of existing in the way that you truly, truly want. And what I'm seeing is that this sort of voice that's coming up from inside of you, that's speaking to you and really trying to appeal to you, it's like a voice you've created yourself almost. It's like, wake up. And you know what I saw? I saw someone who's sort of, when you're dreaming, and let's say it's a really unpleasant dream, and you don't know that you're dreaming, and then someone is trying to wake you up. Someone who's actually awake is trying to wake you up. And then you sort of start realizing, oh, someone's trying to wake me up. I see you in that phase. And then I see the coming phase being like, oh, that was just a miserable dream. But the miserable dream had a lot to teach you around not just self-sacrifice, but denying how you feel. There are certain experiences that can really make your heart feel super raw. And because you can see the circumstances around that are dissatisfying, you kind of cannot deny that you've now matched the experience to the reason. And so you kind of now wide awake to all the things that dissatisfy you. And so you're actually better off because you were living a miserable dream and you don't have to live that miserable dream. And it doesn't really, and I'm seeing this clearly now, for you, it doesn't matter anymore that some of your choices might leave others at a disadvantage. That's the self-sacrifice aspect. What's the point if all of this is up to me to sit in this dissatisfaction to satisfy others, when you actually have no hold over their satisfaction, over their peace, over their joy? And so I really see yourself meeting yourself halfway inside of yourself and realizing that this was never about anyone else. And there's something else that's coming up. It's around how we all view our experiences so differently. You could be in a room full of people and you feel a certain way, but actually other people, you can't even get a hold of how they feel, how they're seeing the room, how they're experiencing the room. Yes, here and there, you might end up bumping into someone where you see things exactly the same way. Through communicating, you're able to have an exchange where you realize, oh, that's exactly how I feel. That kind of thing. But in reality, that you're matching moments here. You're not matching your full experiences together. And so it's your experience, your perspective of your own experience that you're recognizing as being key, as being the most important, and as being your priority. I see you very soon, coming upon sort of this shift. It's a sudden shift. It won't be sudden to you. In the greater scheme of things, maybe you could call it subtle. Sudden, subtle. It's weird how I said that, but it's like, it's been happening in a subtle way, sort of. That's how it may appear to you as you look back. But you see the way I'm speaking right now, what I'm observing is like a change that's happening without you realizing that it's happening. And it's sort of like giving me autopilot energy where these changes just start happening and it's happening too quickly for you to stop it. And to others, it may seem sudden, and you recognize that it actually has been happening in the background subtly for a long time, and you're not going to stop it and you're not going to slow it down because it's happening. It feels like that. It feels like there's a part of you that's just also sort of taking control. It's a way of you taking your control back. It's a way of you not sitting with almost these feelings of self-blame for making changes that may not suit others. It's a way of you just taking control back of your life without over considering others over yourself. It feels like that. And what I see is that, like, when I say that you created this change yourself, it's like you felt this pressure from within to take off and to make a decision and act on it. And then from the outside, what I'm seeing is your world is ready for this change. When I say your world, I'm literally not speaking about other people. I'm speaking about your world. Okay, so you are fed up. You are fed up, and your world that you live in with your perspective is ready for that change. And what I'm seeing is almost like an astronaut. You know how they've got this, this thing, fishbowl headset. I don't know what they call this, around their head, where you're speaking and you're the only one who can hear yourself. And you're kind of moving and not letting other people's sort of words and thoughts affect yours. It's kind of like that. And the way I'm understanding this astronaut analogy is like you're able to travel to places that you choose to. You can go wherever you want. You can do whatever you want. And there's this sense of protection from outside noises and other people's realities. You have no control over other people's reality. And so you cannot prioritize it over your own. Okay, I see a big shift happening in you. And this is really around a yearning that you've had for a very long time. It's almost like, imagine at the core of your heart, there is a yearning. But because it's concealed by all these layers of other stuff, you can't quite put your finger on what that yearning looks like, what it's trying to say, and even what it means to tap into it and really feel into it. And even worse, to like literally start to peel away at the layers to get to the bottom of it, but you really want to go there. And so I see that in you. I see you really recognizing that, I really want to go there, and I don't care what has to change, but I really want to go there. And so I see you acknowledging your true self and being dedicated to the revealing of it. Okay. What I'm seeing here is a big shift that is coming up where things balance out, and it's going to, in the outcome, I have the Justice card and the Tower. It's going to change how you see a lot of things. I can't actually say more. I can't figure it out. I can't, it's what you want. It's what you want. And I, with this Tower card, there's obviously this lightning. And so I can hear the thunder. And so I can feel sort of the shift that it's going to bring to your own idea of your personal existence. I see a freedom being unlocked. And I also see that with, at the top of mind, I've got 6 of Pentacles and 6 of Wands. And this is earth energy and fire energy. And so I can feel that thunder. But more than that, the 6 of Pentacles is like a generosity card. There's a lot around sharing. There's a lot to be shared. And the 6 of Wands is a celebration card and a victory card. And so that's what you're focused on. And that earth and fire is giving me sort of volcanic almost, it's a shift. It's definitely a shift that you've set your mind on. And that shift is coming to bring things into balance, because the 6s are speaking to me about balance. And, the 6s were not speaking just purely balance, because I usually connect balance to 3s, but the 6 is almost like stabilizing. Okay, so you've been in the process of finding your balance. Hence, you've sort of gone into hermit and like really listening. And now you're wanting to stabilize this and sort of have it integrated into your outer world and into your view, into, you want to see this change. And something is going to come in to balance this out. I'm going to pull an entirely new spread and do a reading to go further into this Justice card with the Tower. I'm going to leave a link to the extended, which will be available on memberships. Please join me if you're able to. Sending you all so much love.